I've been playing Deep Woken every day since release, and I'm still not bored. Now, this game is really fun in my opinion, and is definitely worth playing if you have the Robux. Now, as many of you know, the Grand Peace Online Christmas update should be releasing soon. However, the strange thing is, I'm not actually excited about it. Sure, I will 100% be playing it and trying out the new items, but I think the game that I'll be playing the most will still be Deep Woken. Now, so in today's video, I'll be going over why I prefer Deep Woken to Grand Peace Online. Now, the first thing I want to mention is the immersion. Deep Woken is really immersive. The music and the intense gameplay can, in my experience, completely capture your attention. Whereas when I play GPO, I'm constantly distracted. Most people I talk to who play GPO a lot are either always listening to something or talking to friends while the game just runs in the background and they just mindlessly grind. Once you get to a certain point in GPO, the bosses and NPCs are just way too easy. In Deep Woken, it always feels like there's a new challenge to overcome, and I think this has a lot to do with the power scaling, but also I can't ignore the fact that you can just find ways to effectively spam moves and grind most bosses in GPO extremely easily. And when you finally do beat a boss in both games, the rewards are very different. In Deep Woken, most NPCs and bosses are very rewarding, and beating groups of bandits will give you a chest that 100% of the time has something you can either use or sell. Whereas in GPO, you could literally do a boss 30 times and get nothing but XP and belly. And this is another good point. Belly becomes obsolete in GPO really quick, whereas in Deep Woken, notes are actually really useful and expensive items, and ships actually take quite a bit of grinding to obtain. So to summarize, Deep Woken PvE is way more challenging and rewarding than GPO PvE. And when it comes to PvP, I might actually be torn on which game I prefer. I actually really like GPO PvP, and I've used many different builds and devil fruits, so I think that I have a pretty good grasp on it. However, in Deep Woken, I really haven't PvP'd that much, especially not at a really high level. Comparing the two is also difficult because GPO PvP is not grounded and involves a lot of geppoing and dashing, whereas Deep Woken PvP is super grounded and blocks and parries are crucial for winning fights. Furthermore, dying in Deep Woken has a greater impact than in GPO. When you die in Grand Peace Online, you might lose some Pelly, which is useless for the most part, and some bounty, which again can actually be more of an inconvenience than it's worth. However, in Deep Woken, dying twice could lead you to being sent to the depths, and if you die there, it's game over. Because of this, everything you do in Deep Woken feels like it has more meaning. There is one issue with this comparison that I really haven't talked about yet, and that is that both games aren't trying to be the same thing. Deep Woken is a lore-heavy, super hardcore MMO RPG style game, whereas GPO is basically a glorified devil fruit farming simulator with a solid PvP and arena system. I also want to make it very clear that I am in no way intending to undervalue the work of the GPO dev team. The models and animations in Grand Peace Online are top tier, but it really is just a nice looking Bandipita with very little actual depth. I didn't understand what depth really was until I started playing Deep Woken. The amount of lore and quests that involve lore heavy elements is insane in the game. I've also heard people call Deep Woken a Bandipita too, but I think this stems from a misunderstanding of the term Bandipita. A Bandipita refers to a style of game in which progression is wholly tied to farming groups of very similar bandits and bandit quests. Deep Woken is not a Bandipita because progression is not wholly tied to farming groups of bandits. There are many ways to gain XP and progress in Deep Woken without having to actually fight the bandit style NPCs in game. Alright, this is where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting and subscribing. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.